guys, today I'm going to be filming a first impression of the products that I picked up during the Sephora Spring VIB sale, and I have picked up a lot of products in the same category. So initially I was going to do separate first impression videos, but I didn't pick up a ton of things overall, so I've decided that I'm just going to have clips for multiple days all in one video, so hopefully you guys will enjoy that a little bit better. So for today's part of the first impression, I have 4 products here. Now, one of them is actually not something I got from Sephora, but you could. This is the KVD Good Apple Full Coverage Serum Foundation. I got this from Ulta, but I figured because we're already trying things on and I have not tried this yet, why not throw this into the video? I'm really excited to see what I think of this foundation. And then the actual things I got from the Sephora sale we'll be trying today would be 3 other products. The Tower 28 Sculptino Cream Bronzer Contour in the lightest shade Broad. The Caliray Highlight Beach Gleamy Hybrid Feels Highlighter in the lighter color Starlight Beach, which is the more pinky champagne. And lastly, one of the Makeup by Mario MoistureGlow Plumping Lip Colors in Soft Blush. And I will be testing these products for the rest of this month. Hopefully, I will be able to give you finalized thoughts on most of them in my monthly makeup ranking for this month, but if not this month, next month for sure. So I like to put my cream bronzer underneath my foundation. So we'll be starting with the Tower 28 product. I have already applied my face primer and eye primer today. So I am going to be applying this with my e.l.f. Small Stipple Brush, which is my favorite for cream bronzer. So again, I have the lightest color Broad. I'm really interested to see how the shade is going to work for me. I was kind of stuck between getting this or the second shade Getty. So just gonna swirl my brush in there. Okay, we got some good pigment there. It is like a slightly sticky formula, which I feel like is kind of on par with the way that their blushes feel. And this is looking really warm and maybe a bit yellowy, but I put a lot on underneath my foundation, so we'll see how it looks afterwards. And let me not go too crazy up on my hairline. I always have a hard time with how far up to take my cream bronzer because I feel like sometimes my hairline can just end up looking a little nuts, but I definitely need bronzer on my forehead. So as crazy as I look right now, I feel like the formula of this is nice. I feel like it looks pretty blended. I'm not noticing any patchiness right now. So then for the KVD Good Apple Foundation, I got mine in light 008. It's looking light here in the packaging, but I feel like I should have a good shade match. I did swatch this in store. I do think the packaging is very pretty. Nice pump here, and I am going to be applying it with my Real Techniques Beauty Sponge, which is my favorite application method for foundation. A little bit thinner than I expected, but that seems like on par with the formulation of the concealer, which is one of my favorites. Ooh, okay. Now this is looking a little light. Well, that's all right, we'll see. Oh gosh. Yes, this is looking light. Dang. Well, we will see how it looks with the rest of my makeup on. Let's just do one side of my face at a time. So I'm gonna get just a little bit more. That was about half a pump to get my forehead over here. So here is one layer of foundation versus no foundation. I look crazy, but this really did give such good coverage while being a thinner consistency and feeling more lightweight on the skin. So going in with another pump for this side. So here we have one layer applied all over. The color is definitely looking a little bit light. As I said, I do have foundation deepeners and I did buy this with a coupon, so it wouldn't be easy for me to just go exchange my shade, but I think the undertone looks like a really good match. I am so impressed with how this covered with just one layer. I've got some larger blemishes right now and it covered it up so nicely. I will still go in with a little bit of extra blemish concealer, but I'm really impressed by this, and it feels very lightweight on the skin, like how the concealer worked for me. So I'm so excited to see how this wears. But with that coverage level, it did basically just cover up all the cream bronzers. So I'm going to take some more. And like I said, this bronzer is a little bit of a stickier formula. I feel like I can feel it sort of sticking slightly or giving me a little resistance as I'm applying it. But again, it doesn't look patchy. It doesn't seem to be lifting my foundation. So it's no big deal. And I'm just going to blend it out with my sponge afterwards. So just taking a lighter amount up here on my forehead. So then on my forehead, I'm gonna go directly on top with my sponge. Look at that, so much better. And then for my cheeks, I'm just going to start by going around the edges. Look how much softer that looks already. I hope the shade match to the foundation isn't throwing you guys off too much, because I'm like so excited by this right now. There it is with some blended edges. I think it looks pretty good. It's definitely a warmer shade, but I feel like it's more yellowy than green, so it's not too olive for me, but definitely let me know your thoughts. So now I'm going to do my concealer, powder, and blush off camera, and then we'll be back to apply the highlighter. All right, so now I'm back after I've powdered my face, and now I think it looks like a really good shade match for me, and my skin is looking pretty flawless. So I'm really happy with this so far, and I went with a more pinky blush because we have a pinky highlight. So I think that this looks beautiful. I'm just nervous it's gonna be too dark for me. So again, this is the Caliray highlight in Starlight Beach. The base color on this is pretty dark, but the reflect is light. So we'll see how it goes. I'm gonna apply it with my Morphe M501. Ooh, okay. Applies super easily. I don't know, what do you guys think? So let me try to angle. Does it look like I have like a dirty shadow here? This is something I think I need to see how it looks outside to be able to tell, but the formula is so nice. Yeah. Okay, I've got like a little mirror that I'm holding back here. I feel like it does look too dark and it's looking textured. I feel like the undertone of it is making my bronzer look a little muddier, which is weird because obviously I'm using something warm. I had a feeling this wasn't going to work for me color wise. This formula is so good though. So if you have more of a medium skin tone, definitely check them out. It comes in 2 shades, this more pinky one and then more of like a golden champagne. So just pressing over it to blend it in a little better. I'm definitely going to see how this looks in the sunlight, but the formula is so nice. And I love the reflect on here. I like intense highlights. And then for the lippy, the Makeup by Mario MoistureGlow Plumping Lip Color. I have soft blush. I haven't heard the best things about this. I've heard that it bleeds and settles onto lip lines, but I have one of the lighter shades, so I'm hoping it won't be as much of an issue. I'm not going to use a lip liner today. I will, you know, test it out later that way, but I've heard that this is pretty opaque. This is a really pretty color. I love the shine we've got going on right now. The texture is so nice. It feels like a serum. It's super smooth. You can tell it gives a lot of full color. I really love this shade. It's so pretty. So there isn't immediate settling. It does have a little bit of a mentholy cooling feeling, which I really like, but I'll definitely keep you updated on how this wears, but really happy with it now. I'm very happy with the things that I tried out today. The only thing I think might not work for me would be the highlighter, but I will keep you guys posted. But I'm so excited about this foundation, probably mostly. So for today's first impression group, we've got some Patchwork Ta and Rare Beauty, and I wanted to add something else. So I wanted to do a little demo for you guys of the Estee Lauder Double Wear Sheer Foundation. This is something I picked up during also 21 Days of Beauty. I have already tried this a few times, but I have not showed it on camera, so I thought it might be fun to demo this. And then for the actual first impression products, I have got the Patchwork Ta Cream Contour and Powder Bronzer Duo in one of the newer shades, She's Bronzed. So I want to do that on one side of my face, but on the other, I want to compare it to one of the original colors, She's Sculpted. So here is She's Bronzed and here is She's Sculpted. And I was also lucky enough to snatch the very last Rare Beauty lip oil that was at my local store. I got one of the lighter colors, the lightest pink Hope. So first I'm going to start with the cream side of the Patchwork Ta Duo. I like to put my cream bronzers on underneath of my foundation, and especially because I'm using something a little bit more sheer today. And then after I set my skin, I will go with the powder bronzer on top. I did just wash my brush yesterday. I like using the e.l.f. small stipple brush, and I only have one, so I have a little towel here to try to wipe off any of the excess product, but it probably will be mixing a little bit, but I don't think it'll be that big of a deal. So I'm gonna go in with the new one, She's Bronzed, on the left side of my face. From trying the other color, I know I enjoy this formula. So just going back and forth to kind of break up the product a bit. And I'm not too worried about it being intense because, again, this is under foundation. I have already primed my skin, but that's all so far. Gonna pick up a little bit more for along my hairline, but I try not to go too crazy. So now wiping off my brush, gonna go on the other side with She's Sculpted, which really isn't super cool toned. I feel like this doesn't look too gray on me, but I'm excited to see the comparison. Running my brush through the cream in the same way. So here is She's Bronzed versus She's Sculpted. My placement isn't perfectly even. It looks like I took this one down a little bit further on this side. Once I put the foundation on, it should help. But I almost feel like She's Sculpted is a little bit darker, and you can definitely tell that there is a difference in the undertone. I don't feel like this looks cool though. Maybe this one has a little bit more yellow or orange in it. I don't know. Definitely there's a difference, but what do you guys think? How would you name the difference in the colors? So now for the foundation, again, Estee Lauder Double Wear Sheer. I'm wearing 1W1 Bone, which is a little dark for me. So I will be setting just with my Dermablend loose powder, which should help brighten it up a bit. So this product needs a good shake. and I'm applying it with my Real Techniques sponge. It is super liquidy when it comes out. Definitely has a skin tint sort of feel. And because I've already worn this a couple of times, I can tell you how I feel about it. I'm gonna give you more thoughts. But at first I was like, Heather, you don't need this. You have other skin tints that you're trying to work through. But at the end of the day, this looked so good. It wore so well. I think it wore better than some of my other skin tints. Right now I'm panning the one from Rare Beauty, and I think this is a little bit more long wearing, which is good for me. I have really long days and more oily skin, so I was super happy to see that. And after that I was like, okay, yeah, I'm keeping it. And let's see how well it helps to blend in this bronzer up on my forehead. And so that was just one layer applied all over. And I will try to put a second layer on my cheeks just to see if it is buildable. Maybe a little bit, but it's not gonna be like, ooh, this is medium coverage or anything. This is definitely a light medium product, but it's a skin tint. So that is what I expect. So I don't think it looks patchy or anything in those areas where I added another layer. I just think that I'm not looking at it and being like, wow, that definitely gave more coverage. I'm sure it did a little bit, but you can see it is pretty radiant on the skin. I don't feel like the bronzer is showing through as much as I would like. So I'm going to again wipe off my brush and then take a little bit more of the cream on each side. So this is the bronze side. Now we're going on the sculpted side. I again wiped off my brush on the little towel on my lap, picking up a bit more of the cream. I'm gonna try to keep it up this time. Try to keep them even. I don't know how that always happens to me. And then just a touch up on my forehead. So I do feel like that was necessary. Now it's showing up much better. Going to take my sponge with no extra product, go around the edges here. So here we have got Patricia She's Bronzed, She's Sculpted, and my Estee Lauder Skin Tint. Again, it's looking a little bit dark, but I'm going to do some concealer and setting powder, and then we will be back to do the powder bronzer. I am back. I applied concealer down the center of my face, under my eyes. I did do a little bit of blemish concealer on my very large acne spots right now using the Estee Lauder Double Wear Stay in Place Flawless Wear Concealer, and I feel like the formulas just mesh so nicely together, but this blemish concealer works so well with every other base product that I've used. And after putting on my Derma Blend powder, I do feel like my face matches my chest much better, so I'm very happy with that. So now let's try the powder bronzer. So taking the new color She's Bronzed and my Sigma F50 Duo Fiber brush. And this is not like a super loosely packed type of product, so I feel like I can work in there a bit, although I don't want too much because it is going over top of something else. And I know that some people like to put powder directly on top of cream. I can't. I feel like it looks way too crazy on me and I have too much trouble blending it. I like to actually set my skin first, and I feel like it just ends up looking better at the end. Wiping my brush off on the towel below, going into the She's Sculpted Duo here. And I'm really happy with the level of pigmentation on the powder bronzer. I feel like if it was more pigmented, I would have a really hard time working with it, but I don't. So guys, now what do you think She's Bronzed versus She's Sculpted? Are you seeing much of a difference in the shade? Let me know your thoughts. I really like the formula. I think both of the colors are really pretty, but I don't know if I'm noticing as much of a difference on as I would like, but I guess that would probably be true for most of the bronzers I have in my collection. Applied to the face, they would look pretty similar, but really happy with this formula. I think my skin looks really pretty. So I thought about doing the rest of my makeup and coming back, but I want to have as few lighting changes as possible. So I'm going to just go ahead with my lip product. This is the Rare Beauty Tinted Lip Oil. I have the lightest pink color Hope, and I have a couple other shades on my wish list, but I want to see what I think of this formula first. And of course, they've really all been out of stock and mostly in and out. So hopefully they'll restock again before the sale is over so more people can try them out. But I really like the shape and size of the applicator here, and it'd probably be best to line my lips first, but I'm not going to. So I do have a mirror down here to help me see better. And my friend Jean asked me if these had a scent. I'm not noticing a scent. There is a little bit of a chemically taste, which I feel like can be sort of commonish for lip stains. So basically that's what this is. This is more of a jelly lip stain. It reminds me a lot of the new jelly lip stains from Kaja, but this is really pretty. It has so much shine right now. I have heard that the shine doesn't last for that long, and these definitely do stain. When I did go in store to pick this up and a few other products, some of the testers weren't completely dried out, and even the lightest tan color Honesty did leave a stain behind. So I do think that's nice, and especially with a lighter shade, I know it won't be the most intense stain, but that might make it wear better. So it does feel thinner and smoother than other jelly stains, but it definitely does have like a chemically taste. So we will have to see how this wears, but it does look really pretty. I definitely don't want to go crazy buying other shades though. That one brown color Honesty was so pretty. I'd think about that one, but I think I should not buy any others. But those are my thoughts on the things that I tried out today. Okay, so here's most of my makeup for today for work, and we are going to be doing a couple first impressions of some products today. So the new Kosas bronzer, the Peach Haus Labs blush, and I will be trying on both of the Tower 28 juice balms. And I did wash my brushes last night. So for bronzer, I always just like using the Sigma F50 Duo Fiber brush. I think this has been discontinued, but it's available in some sets. And I have the Kosas Sun Show bronzer in the second shade Beachy. Oh, a lot of kick up here. So just something to be mindful of. That looks pretty. So I'm just tapping in lightly for up on the forehead. So here we have no bronzer, and then bronzer. I just gotta blend it a little bit more on my forehead, but I think this looks really pretty right here. So I'll tap in some more, really powdery. Just taking this Morphe Jaclyn Hill JH13, which is a clean brush, no product, just to do a little blending here. Next, we have the Haus Labs blush in Pomelo Peach. I was trying to decide between these two brushes, but I think that this one's going to be too dense. So I'm going to go with the more lightly packed brush and Morphe Jaclyn Hill JH06. Good bit of product there. Oh my gosh, so pretty. And this is a matte blush. I think they all are. So then I have the Tower 28 Juice Balm Tinted Lip Balms. When I swatch these in my haul, Shake wasn't as pigmented as mixes, and this is the one I want to wear for my look today anyway. So I'm going to do Shake first. So these are more of a rounded tip, which I don't mind. Okay, already that's showing up on me. That's good. I thought it would because my lips are so lightly pigmented, but after that swatch yesterday, I was a little like, uh-oh. So this is definitely on the thin side, and it feels a little oily when you rub your lips together. Not terribly, but yeah, a little on the thin, oily side, but you do have some shine. I feel like it does look like it gives some fullness. So this color looks really pretty. So this is the color Shake. I really do like this type of pink on me. I feel like I always want to wear a pink lip product, but either I don't love the undertone or it's like too pigmented. But this, I feel like, has like a little mauviness to it, but not too mauve. It looks really pretty. So now going in with the nude shade Mix. Really like this color. I think it's really pretty. It's like a peachy tan shade. I think it goes nice with this makeup look. I feel like this would be a super easy purse lip product for summer. And here are the swatches again, Shake and Mix. And the other two shades in this lineup are more pigmented, but if they are this thin, I just cannot imagine that would be good. So let me know if you've tried them, but I'm really happy with the amount of opacity that I was able to get on my pale lips. So I feel really good about everything today. I will give you some more finalized thoughts on what I think about the wear, how these things look outside, how maybe these lip crayons make my lips feel after a while. So guys, those were my first impressions and some demos on the things that I picked up during the Sephora Spring VIB sale. I would love to know what things you guys have purchased. If there's anything else you think I should pick up. I feel pretty good with what I purchased, but I'm always open to hear what things you guys recommend. I hope you enjoyed this video. Please like, comment, and subscribe, and I'll talk to you soon. Bye, guys.